Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ryan to Ride Mechanic channel. How the heck are you doing today? Alright, I love it when the season starts up because after a long off season, I'm starting to get cool videos again. So let's get into Emperor Valing, or if it did or not. Let's check it out.
Now get ready. Here we go.
Okay, so if this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe, do all that stuff downstairs. It does help out the channel, and I do appreciate that. So like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that stuff. It really does help out. That's the best way to support the channel. All right, I had an email sent to me from a viewer, and it was from SeaWorld San Diego. The ride Emperor recently had a situation that I was wondering if it counted as a valley train or not. The train was rolling down the lift hill from the station, began rolling slower than it normally should, then through the turn suddenly stopped on the final part of the turn before the drop. Not really a drop there, it's before, never mind. Train stopped outside of the brake fins and the drive tires and could not advance forward. The mechanics walked out and found that a shoe, more specifically a boot, had been lodged into the second coach's wheel assembly. Why? All right, the train couldn't move forward and guests were escorted off. I have watched a lot of your content. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, including your video on valley trains, but I'm not sure if this technically counts or not. I appreciate any input you may have. Anytime a train stops outside of a driven area, so we're talking booster wheels, LSMs, LIMs, conveyance of any sort of device, anytime a train stops on the track, whether it came to its own stop naturally due to like a slow-moving wheel or a bound-up assembly or something like that, or it had a little bit of extra help, like something getting stuck in the wheel, capes. My last park was capes. It's like, oh my gosh, don't wear capes on a ride. But anytime the train comes to a stop on its own outside of a driven or controlled area, that's valid. So you're spot on. That is a valid train. So let's look at this video because I got a little handful of clips of videos. So let's look at some of these videos and see what's going on here. You know what? Hold on. Let's take a look at what the ride is supposed to be doing. So let's look at an on-ride POV up to the lift. We don't need much of this. Let's just look at it up to the lift. Okay, I'm going to be using this on-ride POV video from, it says Emperor 4K POV, SeaWorld San Diego. This is M-NL2. I'm assuming that stands for No Limits 2. Contriver? Not sure about that one, but let's look at their video real quick. We'll start this here.
It literally says the same thing for Griffin, the power and speed of the mythical Griffin. I love that SeaWorld.
Okay, left the station, making that turnaround. And the train came to a stop right here. Okay, brakes, boosters, and it feeds onto the lift. Okay, so pretty standard. I'd say this is pretty good. Oh good, I'm already subscribed to this channel. That's great. Alright, this one again, this is from the station looking out at the train. This is in front of the lift hill. They stuck. They're stuck there. Yep, that's a valid train because there's no booster wheels, brakes, or anything like that. The train should not be there right now. So yep, that is a valid train. Oh, we got video from the side. Cool. Can we see the boot? Das Boot. See another video. Yep. Behind the coach, looking down. Wait, was that? Wait a minute, was that something? Nope, I thought that was something there. That's just a guide wheel, though. Let's see, they're going around the train. They know something's going on. Shouldn't stop there like that. Oh, cool. Next video, maintenance has arrived, and they're looking under the train. So let's see what's underneath the train now. Operators, they're, oh, what's going on? Maintenance is like, we're trying to see what's going on. Something wrong. It's just the same video. Nope, they're still looking, trying to figure it out. Now, for these cases, this particular guy's laying down on the track with a live train sitting there behind it, and this is actually no reason to freak out. The track is sloped ever so slightly downhill, just ever so slightly. It's actually downhill. If everything were to release on that train, the train were to roll, it's going to roll forward. So if you're ever going to look at something on a train that's stopped out of position, you want to look at it from behind, assuming the train is going to roll forward. So this guy's perfectly fine. He's there in the moment trying to troubleshoot, figuring out like, hey, are we going to have to get these guests off the train? Which sounds like from the email, yes, they had to do a full evacuation from the train and get them off. Oh boy, a close-up video. I love these. Oh, wait. Is that it? That looks like it right there. Yeah, let's see. This is a wheel carrier. There's the pivot. Here's the center axle for the road wheels on each side. Big road wheel there. And then this is the pivot for the guide wheels. That's a guide wheel axle, which means a guide wheel sitting right there. And I think that's the thing that's stuck in it.
That's why it valleyed.
Yep, that's it. Das Boot. That's no good. Oh, man. I'm really curious as to what happened here because this is a very unusual thing. How the boot would have gotten there is the complete, like, what the heck. I could see, I don't know if there's a person in that row right there. I wonder if I could find that. Can we see? Okay. All right, so this person here in the front row on that side is not wearing any shoes. That person in the back row where the thing is stuck, can't really see it in this video, but that thing is stuck right down there. That person is wearing shoes and it's not boots. So I wonder, I'm not saying this person did, I wonder if this person maybe had boots on at the last second, maybe tried to kick one off, like, oh, wait, I don't want to ride with these, and tried to kick one off and it fell down. Was it left over from, I don't even know how a leftover boot would get there. Very curious as that one. So there you go. That's pretty much what happened. The roller coaster did actually valley. It just valleyed in a very uncommon spot. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people say, well, valley is when it happens out on the run track. And again, it's like, nope, anytime the train is not being driven, I mean, anytime it's not in booster wheels or in some sort of a drive conveyance device that moves the train forward or backwards or whatever, and the train comes to a stop, to where anybody would have to come out and either push the train or they have to, like in this case, they had to remove something from the train in order to let it go forward again. Anytime something like that happens, that is, in fact, a valleyed train. No way around that one. That train valleyed. I remember I was on our floorless coaster. They called up and they said that it valleyed. And, like, all the nightmares start running through our head, like, oh my gosh, we start thinking about cranes and getting people off and where is the train valleyed? And they said it's valleyed between the transfer track and the station. For our particular coaster, the transfer track butted right up against the station. The train literally advanced from transfer to the station. There was nothing else. So we were like, you mean it stopped? And they're like, no, it valleyed. So I was like, what? Okay, so we went up there, and while advancing the train from the transfer track to the station, this was fully loaded with people, it was a normal operating day. While advancing the train from the transfer track to the station, They had just happened to either break the light curtain, because this is a floorless coaster with robotic flooring. So they just happened to break the light curtain or take their hands off the buttons or something to where the train stopped just outside of the drive tires. It turns out there was about an 8-inch sweet spot in the ride. And it's a very, very small thing when you're talking about this, but there was an 8-inch sweet spot where if the train coasted into that 8-inch spot, the nose was out of the drive tires in the station and the tail was out of the drive tires in the transfer track. It was sitting between drives, between station, between the transfer track. It was sitting right between those drives on a perfectly flat, level piece of track. So it was kind of the dumbest thing ever, but to the letter of the rules, like, yeah, that train was valid. It was valid between the two booster drives, halfway in and out of the station, halfway in and out of the transfer. But yep, that is a valid train. So in case you were wondering and ever wanted to think about that before, it's like, yep, that's valid. Now, had it gone into a set of booster wheels where the ride had stopped it, that's not valid, because you could simply just turn the booster wheels on and get it to move forward. The same thing with, if it was sitting in a set of drive assembly like an LSM, you could turn it on and drive it forward. If it comes to a rest in a break, like there's a break on that video just before that lift hill, if it comes to a rest in that break and there's something in that drive assembly to where the brake lowers down, the train doesn't roll forward again, if the train can't continue on its merry way, it's valid. So I love doing little videos like these. They don't take much time at all, but I love it when people send in videos like these, like, hey, look, I got some little clips. This is the story of what I seen happen. What do you think? What is this? Legitimate question. Is this a valid roller coaster? Yes, that's a valid roller coaster. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making the video. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff downstairs. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing is that on my videos, like my normal videos, maybe even breakdown videos. I don't know. I might take the first comment and just start trolling the first comment. I thought about that. I get all sorts of people that comment on there first. It's like, okay. And then I said, what I should start doing is just start trolling the first comment. Not repetitively, just the first one. Give some sort of a sarcastic response or something like that. Let me know what you think. Did you come across any things like that? I mean, it happens on smaller rides more often, like little Mad Mouse coasters. They'll go to dispatch it and they'll take their hands off the buttons and it'll kind of kick it out half speed and it'll go right around the corner. And then like typically it's a 90 degree and then it like stops just around that corner. We had a Gerschlauer spinning coaster. They did that all the time. Took their hands off and it would stop right around the corner. Nothing to do. We just had to go out there and just push the coach into the next set of boosters, and then the ride goes on its way. They probably took the people off of this one, though, just to ensure that they didn't know if there might have been damage to that guide wheel, maybe. So just as a precaution, they got the people off of that. All right. I'm Ryan the Ride Mechanic. Stay off the air gates.